Hey, folks.
Hello, family.
What's good?
What the fuck is up? Welcome to Podcasting is Forbidden in the Cloud Recesses.
So is everything else, so it's not like we're really making a point there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we'll get to that when we get to it. But yeah, we're breaking the law, which I think is, you know, appropriate given the subject matter.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about some, fucking Chinese wizards.
Ancient ghostbusters.
Ancient ghostbusters. We're gonna talk about the thing. I'm Roy, and I've been dead for 13 slutty years.
Love that. And I'm Ray, and I am, well, my name is Fallon, but everybody calls me Ray. I am a little apple Kenny.
We got it, you know?
So,
You know?
that's what's going on over here.
That's how it is. Fam, we're gonna talk about Mo Dao Zu Shi, also known as Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, also known as Grand Marsvolt of Deloused Comatorium, and a lot of other things. It's a lot of things. Usually, what I would plan to do in running podcast is save the questions for the end. I know we're only like a minute and a half into this, but we have a couple of questions.
I guess it's good just to, warm people up
Yeah,
to the concept, because I feel like at this point, it's March 28th, 2019, one day after my birthday AD, and I feel like at this point, a lot of the content for MDZS is pretty difficult to obtain if you're an American or a Canadian or someone who's outside of China and is not actively consuming this content on the platforms that China provides for it.
Yeah, it can be a little bit rough.
Yeah. So there's no way that we're going to be able to go to Weibo and, consume the content that we need to survive. And so a lot of things kind of we don't have access to.
Yeah, but we're doing our best. We're scrounging.
We're scrounging, and we scrounged up the first season of the Donghua.
Yeah.
Which, okay, you're gonna have to forgive me really early on because I am extremely white.
We are both, that's
a disclaimer that I think needs to be expressed, is that we're both extremely white. We're gonna get
a lot of shit wrong.
Yes, we're gonna get a lot of shit wrong, especially concerning pronunciation.
We're gonna try our very best.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you that I did not put any effort or work or thought into trying to pronounce these names as close to how they're supposed to be pronounced as possible, but there are some things that my mouth face cannot do at this time because I have not trained myself to do these things.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a couple things that, like, if you're a Chinese person or you speak the language, you're gonna be like, alright, these people are fucking idiots. But there are gonna be people who are gonna think that you're a fucking idiot anyway, so that's why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah. And I mean, we are fucking idiots anyway, so that's...
Yeah, nobody is saying that we're not absolute dimwits. Yeah, but that's a battle for another time.
I've spent 30 years on this earth being a dumbass. I'm not gonna stop now.
Yeah.
I want to start with questions because two of the questions, we've gotten 3 questions.
Nice.
And 2 of those 3 are kind of along the same line. And I think it'd be good to, you'll see why I think it's good for us to start out with these. Yeah. So, first question, and I'm just going to read both of these back to back and then we'll kind of go from there. First question comes in from a friend of the show, Christina, Alex Lifeson Official, who says, okay, I'll bite. As the kids say, what exactly is Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation? Good fucking question. And
give it like an elevator pitch.
Like an elevator pitch, yeah. And then Brooks of the Brooks, Sirius Jones, the mic is definitely going to pick up your vaping, and it's funny to me, and I'm just going to leave it in. I'm not cutting it out. I'm not going to... Be a
little part of the show, just vape break!
I'm not editing this, extensively, because we're just sitting here bullshitting, and I don't want to hear my own voice, so, deal with it if you don't like it. That sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brooks, Sirius Jones Oglesby says, hey gamers, what the fuck is this? Can you explain this television or manga program to me, a strong and powerful jock using metaphor? Thanks. And I think we can explain this using metaphor.
We can, and I remember when we were talking about this in the car earlier, just kind of workshopping through ideas. And we workshopped the idea that it was like football. And then the further we got into the idea, the more we realized that neither of us know anything about football.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So I feel like, personally, in my opinion, oh, that hurt a little bit. I just got my nails done today, like the fake nails, and I just tapped them against the table, like very thoroughly. Forcefully.
Like, they look really good, though, is the thing.
Thanks. I like them.
They look really good.
But I feel like a good way to describe this Chinese animated series, this Chinese media property, would be like if it was Ghostbusters, but instead of just a couple dudes, it was like a bunch of dudes, and it was like National Ghostbusters teams.
Yeah, National Ghostbusters teams. Every one of the teams has like a big guy who leads it, and that's a big deal.
Like the Bill Murray type.
Yeah, like the Bill Murray. And then,
I know Christina will appreciate this one.
Yeah, that's for you, Christina, because we love you. There's also occasionally you'll get like a freelance Ghostbuster kind of running around. This is getting away from me because I've also never seen Ghostbusters. So
I have, but a very long time ago.
So a thing about me that I think we need to touch on is that I've watched maybe 4 movies in my whole life.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
All of them are Wayne's World.
Yeah. One important point that I would like to make concerning this analogy is that instead of the thingies that they use, the things that they're like the things that they use to bust the ghosts.
the fire extinguishers that they wear on their backpacks.
Yes, the ghost busting apparatuses. Instead of ghost busting apparatuses, they have swords that they can ride on like air skateboards.
It's good.
So if that's not something that's going to get you hooked immediately, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you.
I feel like we don't necessarily, like, the plot will explain itself as it goes on, but I feel like there are a few things that we could lay out about the setting at least. So, and about kind of the what exactly this property is. So, so this whole thing began as a serialized web novel. It got edited a few times, and then it got officially published. I'm not 100% sure if it came out in actual physical, tangible book form. I want to say it did, but I'm not sure.
I'm not either. It's out there.
Books be publishing. Then it became animated on the internet web.
Was it an animated internet machine thing before it was like a webcomic? Because it also has the official webcomic.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure which came first. I want to say they kind of... I'm not sure.
The timeline is a little muddled.
The timeline is a little bit fuzzy. Yeah. For me. That's a thing. So there's also a comic of it. The animated series, which is going to be the first thing we're going to talk about, happens to have won a lot of awards, which is good to me because it deserves it, because it's good.
It's very beautiful, except for the...
Except for that, we'll talk about the crappy CGs. I know that's where we're going.
We didn't get any real bad offenders this episode.
We got a couple,
but
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, but so there's several forms of this. So there are 15 episodes. The first thing we're gonna do in this podcast is we're going to look at one episode at a time, because they're a tiny bit longer than the average, 22-minute, half-hour with commercial break TV show. Also, we get off topic a lot and talk about a lot of stupid shit, and we also have cats that are running around all the time, so we'll probably get distracted and talk about them.
We've fed them tonight, so they shouldn't get in the way that badly.
They're bastards, though.
They're kind of
I don't trust them. But yeah, we're going to talk about the show first. And we're going to do one episode at a time, like I said, and then by the time we finish that, the second season will have started. Yeah. Hopefully we'll just be able to pick up and keep going, but depending
this shit ain't no Crunchyroll.
This shit ain't no Crunchyroll, folks. We do not have a Crunchyroll on this one. We are relying on a different website with, gonna have to assume, not quite as huge a user base as a Crunchyroll. Yeah. And therefore not quite as much of a funds. So, we'll just have to see what happens when that goes down. We might have to change the schedule a little bit. Might have to have some filler episodes where we do, like, I don't know, top 10 MDZS funny moments.
Or we could take a break for the time between when the episode comes out and when it gets subtitled and just like sit on our asses and smoke some weed.
We could sit. Well, you be smoking weed. I'm saying that because I'm outing myself as Edge.
You took a sip of wine tonight, so you're not Edge.
Don't.
You're not Edge.
I have Edge friends.
I am.
Don't bust my street
doing
cred.
my service to the community
You're
by
so
keeping
mean.
you responsible for your actions.
You're so mean. I have Edge friends. I gotta keep my clout going.
You better cry more. You better cry more about it.
I will cry more. I'll cry more. I'll hit stop on this recording and I'll throw the sound file in the garbage.
I fucking wish you would. I wish you would. I wish you would.
12 minutes of my life in the toilet. But after we finish season 2, we're gonna read the novel a little bit, because the chapters are in kind of little chunky chunks. They're in, kind of sections of chapters, which is good. Little arcs. So we'll be talking about those. And that should may or may not take us all the way to season 3 next year, and that'll be the end of it. And then we'll never talk about it ever fucking again, probably.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep,
I don't know how many seasons there are gonna be.
It's supposed to be 3.
3?
Yep.
Okay, love that. Yeah, no, we'll just completely forget about it as a society, as we do with most popular properties.
Yeah.
Once we've worn out their welcome.
We'll just put it in the trash. We'll pretend this podcast never happened. I will lie to my friends and family like I do about everything, because I compartmentalize every bit of my life. Like a normal person.
Extremely normal,
Like a regular adult. I'm 30. Then we'll just go from there. And then we'll kind of, I'm guessing we'll repeat the process.
With some other, property. Yeah,
yeah, some other property.
Mm-hmm.
But, we're striving for not necessarily quality, but the funnies. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about this, watch it all the way through, hopefully give you guys an idea of what the fuck is going on, because it's fun to us. And then maybe you can, join us on the ride. Hop on your own little flying sword and come with us. It'll be good. Shut the fuck up, cat.
Come on now. We're trying to do something important.
Grow up.
Anyway, I think that instead of just jumping in, we could probably give a little background for what the setting of the show and the book is itself.
Yeah, me too. I think that's a good idea. So, okay. So, one of the first things, I'm not jumping into the episode, but I'm going to be referencing a thing that happens in this episode. So, there's like sort of a title screen thing that we get that says what year it is. And I did a lot of research trying to figure out what year that correlated to give us an idea of kind of what era we're looking at in human history. And I think that proved to be a humongous waste of time, because I think it's a fake year that the author made up, so I feel like a fool.
Yeah.
So that was fun. It says something like, the subtitles in the episode say that it's part of a 60-year cycle, which, first of all, what if it was a 69-year cycle?
Nice,
yeah, and it's also year 20 of that cycle, and also what if it was year 420 of that cycle? Thank you, nice.
42.0.
Yeah, 42.0. Year 420 of the 69-year cycle. It's nice.
Extremely
Folks,
sensical and good.
Welcome to this podcast, everybody. I'm not 100% sure when. But it doesn't matter, because this is all fucking zombie magic anyway, so...
Yeah, and like one of the
things... It's vampire times, folks. It's Chinese vampire times.
And one of the things about MDZS is that, from my research, it's part of a genre called Shansha.
Yeah.
Which is focused on, like... We use the term ancient China to refer to it in a way that's relatable, but, like... It's basically, to my knowledge, it's basically ancient China, and the Shansha genre is based off of, like, this whole cultivation, fighting demons, and, like, cultivating your way to godhood. Yep. So it's not
becoming immortal.
Yeah, becoming immortal through, like, fighting demons and being virtuous and shit.
Yeah.
So it's basically, and as far as I'm aware, that genre is not necessarily gay.
But this one sure is, folks.
This one's real gay. This one's real gay.
This one in particular. Good.
And I'm still a little bit baffled that, like, it's not been messed with by the Chinese government more.
Yeah, so that's another thing I feel like we should touch on. So, given, we've already mentioned a little bit that we're very white.
Yeah.
And we're very American. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know the whole kind of climate over in China right now.
Oh, absolutely not.
But the thing I don't want to do is act like any censorship is like a joke, because it's definitely not.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks.
And there are a lot of things that I haven't read all of the novel, but Roy has. And there are a lot of things that happen in the novel that aren't necessarily represented or are probably going to be represented in the animated version because of the censorship issues.
Yeah. But another thing about it is that from what I have gleaned, given that everything about this has been released on the online, it's given kind of a little bit more leeway. Not a whole lot, but more than if it was on, a TV that you watch on the television screen.
Right.
Which is good. But regardless of the censorship, we know the backstory of it. We know that it's intended to be incredibly fucking gay. Yeah. And we're just gonna treat it that way.
No matter what the feds, God, or the animation house has to say about it.
It is gay, and we are declaring this in front of God and everybody on a Thursday.
It's homosexual, thank you. Case closed, good night.
Thank you, and you're welcome, good
That's the end of the podcast. Just us repeating it's gay for an hour and a half.
Basically. So everybody in this, back to the setting a little bit, everybody in this is a cultivator. They're working towards, trying to be immortal and trying to, get rid of zombies and ghosts and all that type of thing. There are several big sects. These are our ghostbusting teams.
Yeah, cultivation sects.
Yeah, and there's 5 big ones. We'll get into them when we get to them. And there are like a million smaller ones that are under each of those. Yeah. Where was I going with that? They're all fun and color-coded.
Yeah.
I like
it's really easy to tell which sect everybody's from.
It's good.
Because, if I'm going to be honest, every character has way too many names. And a lot of the time, the only way I can identify a character and, have my memory jogged on what one of their names is, I just gotta look at their robes, and I'm like, oh, that's one of the lawn babies.
There you go. It's good. Colors
Otherwise,
help.
I'm just like, who the fuck? Why?
Because everybody...
I want 2 cool names, and not, a dead name and a regular name. I want 2 cool names to go by and a title. Fuck it, give it to me.
Hell yeah, dude.
Whatever.
Folks.
You know what?
Gamers.
I'm so sorry. I just complained about that, and I realized that I definitely have 2 or 3 names that I go by. So
you have a lot of your Bear, your Ray.
I can't really complain about that. So I just hollered about nothing. Anyway, please continue with your thought.
If this isn't just an hour of us hollering, I don't know what this podcast is intended to be.
Why wouldn't it just be an hour of us hollering?
Anyway, gamers, give us some titles. I think that would be the right thing to do.
Yeah.
We're your hosts. Fucking do us a thing here. We'll give you one in return.
Yeah, do a little research into the naming conventions of this particular universe and give us a title that is in English, because I feel like giving ourselves Chinese titles would be fucking weird.
Yeah,
so
don't do that
not
to
do
me.
that.
Yeah, just give me something cool. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're dealing with. There's a few different types of zombies. We'll talk about that. Some of them are a little more sentient than others.
And a lot of what the zombies and demons and the shit that they fight, a lot of what it's centered around is resentful energy.
Yeah.
So they're not purging the creatures themselves, they're purging resentful energy from the creatures. Yeah. And that's what cultivators are out to destroy, is the resentful energy. And
if you die salty,
you gonna come back salty. That's all there is to it.
The saltier you are when you die, the saltier you are gonna be as a corpse.
And the bigger and meaner and nastier you're gonna be as a corpse. So just remember that. Die happy, and nobody's gonna have a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And we'll get to see a lot of stuff about how, just how bad it can be when you do die very, very, very salty, and you're very big to begin with.
Oh yeah, that whole thing, huh?
But, Spoilers. Speaking of... because I don't want to, interrupt the flow of the episode once we get into talking about it. I think one thing that might be a good thing for us to do is, as we meet the kind of more important characters, maybe we should describe them a little bit. So that, it'd be good. Yeah. At least, be like, this guy wears this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm into it.
It's good. But yeah, I think, we're 22 minutes into this damn episode. I think we can start talking about the show itself. What do you think?
Yeah, let's get it poppin'.
Let's get it poppin'. What'd you think of it, Ray?
You know what? It was one of those things where a lot of the time, so many people who know me know that I have some very serious attention issues. And that keeps me from getting into, like, shows and movies and stuff a lot. Especially stuff that I have to watch subtitled. So, like, and it's just gotten worse as I've gotten older, which is super fun and cool.
Gotta love it.
So, a lot of the time when I'm trying to start a new anime and I'm having to watch subtitles, because watching dubs, like, I'm also the kind of person where dubs, especially if they're not good dubs, which none of them are good, they give me secondhand embarrassment so bad that I physically have to, like, close my computer and, like, distance myself from it. So I have a lot of issues getting into, especially anime and, like, animated stuff that has subtitles. And this was one of the only series that I've seen in the past couple years that has, like, immediately gotten my attention. Baby Cat's really trying to steal the spotlight and keep me from my fucking monologue, and I'm not having it.
She had literally said, like, I saw the question mark come out of her mouth. Baby Cat.
Thank you. You can shut your mouth for a little bit, okay? It's my time to speak. Fuck.
God, get a job.
God,
honestly.
get a job.
Jesus. Oh, she's so cute.
I know.
Kitty. Anyway.
But this was one of the only, like, animated series in a long time, especially one that I've had to watch subtitled, where I've wanted to watch the next episode and the next one and the next one and the next one.
It's good.
And it's not just because Roy was not able to ever stop talking about it.
Listen, you know me, folks.
It's cool and good and normal.
It's good and cool to me. I like it because there's a fun flute in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're talking about episode 1, folks. Episode 1, we're talking about episode 1. Episode 1, Banishing Evil Part 1.
Banishing Evil Part 1.
Part 1. Next one's Part 2, which is good because I don't have to remember a new episode title.
Yeah, I'm really pleased about that because I have no attention span whatsoever.
I like it,
as it's been previously established. So.
But yeah, so we're hopping into it, folks. Folks. So we get a little exposition screen, kind of talking, some exposition, kind of like in a Star Wars. Yeah. It's not scrolling up or anything, so it's kind of, I guess it's more like Frasier.
Boring. Yeah.
It's Frasier. Yeah. But yeah, so basically it just says, so back in the day we had the Wen sect, and they're one of these big boy sects. And they fucking sucked. And all the other cultivation sects got together and kicked the shit out of them. And they should have. Yeah, as well they should have. And that whole little slice o history was called the Sunshot Campaign, and we'll get there when we get to it. But then we also get a little thing that says, hey, so we got this boy, we got this little fella named Wei Wuxian.
And he fucked everything up.
He done fucked it all up, aka Yiling Patriarch, aka Dipshit, aka a son and boy. Reach into your local grave and you may find a son and boy.
Yeah.
And he did some war crimes in the name of, fucking the Wen sect up.
Yeah, I mean, they all did.
Yeah, I mean, who among us has not committed a war crime?
No one.
No one. None of us has not committed I'm committing one right now by recording this.
Exactly.
I'm not allowed to be online after Jack kicked me off Twitter, so he did things, but the main thing is the reason he did all of that, the reason he was able to do all of that was because he basically invented necromancy. Yeah. Which, to go back to the elevator pitch, I mean, this series is basically just the story of the twink who invented necromancy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's all it is, yeah. And the thing about necromancy is that it's basically the opposite of everything that a traditional cultivator should be doing.
Exactly.
Because a cultivator's job is to be like, okay, I'm gonna calm your soul down and get the resentful energy out of you so you can go be dead like a normal asshole. Mm-hmm. And homie's over here going, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take that resentful energy and I'm gonna use it to make these guys into some cool corpse muppets, and they're gonna do stuff for me. I'm gonna have them like fight things, so I don't have to. So that I don't have to.
Because if there's one thing you need to know about Wei Wuxian, it's that he's kind of a lazy motherfucker.
He's good to me.
He's extremely good.
Listen.
But he's like...
He's an innovator, folks.
He's minimum effort, maximum joy. That's like his catchphrase.
Minimum effort, maximum boy.
Yeah, maximum boy.
So he started doing necromancy. People got scared of him, and then they kind of said, okay, this dude's doing too much. He's doing the most. We gotta stop.
We gotta kill him.
We gotta kill him. Sorry. So his best little dude, his Sheedy, killed him. So he's dead now.
So explain to the audience what a Sheedy is.
So a Sheedy is like one of your underlings in one of these sects. So there's kind of a ranking. Everybody in the sect is a disciple, and there's kind of a ranking among them. So if you're in a certain position, you'll probably have a few people under you, and those guys are going to be your Sheedies, and they're probably younger than you. So Wei Wuxian is dead now. So thanks for listening. This has been podcast.
Yeah. Not for long.
But yeah, so then there's like a fun, little ink splat thing, and then we get some dudes running around in the woods on some horses. They got some lanterns, and then there's a crappy CGI bird.
Oh,
so
he's coming.
This is where we get some crappy CGI, folks.
And I just and then here come baby boy.
Here come baby boy.
And let me just say, he really knows how to do it with style.
He really does. Building up to him appearing, we get some dead guys.
Yeah.
We get the scary birds. We get some dead guys. We get some scary drums, and then we get some even scarier flute.
Yeah.
Which is his thing. Guess what? It's homie.
That's his. There are a lot of things, especially concerning Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji in this series, that you hear a flute or a zither, and you know that shit is on. It's popping.
But yeah, homie's here, looking fueguissimo, up in a tree, just having at that flute, right?
Absolutely, and it's
he's going.
Just the cool, red eye lightning would have been enough, but he showed up balancing on a tree branch, heralded by crows, like your fave could never.
He's got his fancy flute, he's got some robes, he's here.
Fluttering so dramatically in the breeze, like he has this shit on lock.
And
he knows.
You know what the fuck it is. And he plays this flute, he gets these zombie boys, he gets these dead guys up on their feet, turns them into zombies, and they run it, they go Naruto running at these other dudes who came up on their horses, who are scared out of their mind, by the way.
Hell yeah.
They're looking up and they're like, oh god, it's Yulin Patriarch, oh fuck. So,
because everybody knows this bitch.
Everybody knows this bitch.
Everybody knows what the fuck it is.
You know what the fuck it is. And then we get 5 years later, and, you know a series is going to be good when the second scene is just a bunch of randos talking shit?
Yeah.
It's good. We just get, some, disembodied voices just smack-talking Wei Wuxian for, 3 minutes. It's good.
And honestly, haters are my motivators.
Haters are
So that's just feeling his own resentful energy. Wei Wuxian owns one of those shirts that says, I heart my haters.
Yeah. But here's the thing. So they're talking, and, he's dead now. He died.
Deeply.
Yeah, he died.
And somebody's mad about it.
But yeah, they're talking about, Wei Wuxian is dead. Good riddance. Bye. And then they, it's just more exposition, basically. They give us some of the sect names. They're basically I thought they were allies. I thought, everybody was blah blah. But everything just kind of comes back to fuck you and Patriarch.
Yeah, fuck that guy. He was obviously the source of all of it.
Yeah.
And that's a common thread throughout this series. It's just blaming everything on Wei Wuxian.
Yeah.
Especially even later in this episode, when the thing that is completely impossible for a human to do. Oh, it was that nasty boy. It was that nasty old boy. I know it was.
I know it. I know it was.
Up,
I know he ate a cheese.
Really. I know he ate a cheese.
No, he ate cheese. But yeah, and they're like, oh, what a shame. He had so much potential, and look what became of him. Which, same.
I mean, yeah.
I got a master's degree, and now I'm making a podcast about internet Chinese content, so.
Internet content.
That it's good, and then we get some shots of some locations and things like that, and then, we get the OP.
Which the OP, I'm going to say one thing about the OP.
What's that one thing?
That man's falsetto. Crystal clear. It's really the shit I like. It's just completely crystal clear, and I love it. I made the mistake of skipping over it the first couple times.
Oh,
and then I listened to it all the way through for the first time on, like, episode 3, and I was like, damn it. I wish this didn't rip. And, like, the lyrics, especially, like, all of the lyrics, for some reason, this series has a lot of, like, official songs for it.
Yeah.
Some of which are, like, sung by the voice actors. Like, I know the radio series has, like, a legit,
oh, yeah, there's
like,
an audio drama, too.
the audio drama.
God damn it.
But, like, the audio drama...
The podcast failed. We have to re-record the entire episode.
God damn it.
Damn it.
The fucking... Yeah, the audio drama has been going on for longer than the anime, and it's, like, pretty far in now. And, like, like, if you ever want to, like, consume parts of the audio drama that have been translated, subtitled, people put them up on YouTube.
Don't commit crimes. You're not committing a crime. Somebody else did. You're just partaking in content. Thanks. This is the ASMR Minute.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Yeah,
that's it.
But yeah, so after the OP, it's 13 years later.
Oh, yes.
We are in Mo Village. The series is real. It's on now, folks.
Oh, yeah.
13 years after a dead man's.
And shit's going down.
Shit's going down. We got a little homie, in, like, this shitty little...
It's like the shed that Christ was born in.
Okay, so when I was, like, 10, I had a playhouse, and we had it in our backyard, and it was, like, made out of actual wood and stuff, and it was really, really cool, right? When I first got it. But then, like, by the time I was, 12 or 13 or whatever, I wasn't playing it anymore because I was a cool teen.
Yeah.
My little brother was, like, he would have been, like, 6 or 7 by then, and, he and his little hooligan friends, I don't know where they got any of the, like, equipment necessary to do this, but they, like, basically just kind of beat the shit out of it.
Oh my god!
Like, not, like, intentionally. Like, they didn't take bats to it or anything, but they, like, were just kind of, they just roughhoused it in and around it a lot, and then they vandalized it. They spray painted, the phrase Melvin's Crap Shack on the side of it. And we didn't get rid of it until it started collapsing when I was like 15.
Wow!
So that's kind of where we are. That's our first present action scene, folks. Mo Village Crap Shack. But we got this little homie inside there, and he's writing on the floor. He's doing some magic, presumably. He's writing in blood, folks. He's doing some serious shit.
Yeah, he's really making it fucking happen.
There's some big old bad vibes coming out of this thing. Even the donkey's wildin'. Even the donkey's like, fuck no. And folks, he's you ever summon a dead necromancer?
I mean,
y'all mind if I summon a dead necromancer?
I can't say that it's common, but it is a mood.
It is relatable. Like, I wouldn't say it's a universal mood, but it is a big mood. So
yeah.
So that happens. He yells out, "Wei Wuxian," and then he passes out. Next thing, we're kind of blinking. We're in somebody's POV.
Yeah.
We in somebody's POV. We're inside the shack, right?
We are in the shack.
And there's some little kids just, like, looking in, owning whoever it is, inside.
Yeah, just casually talking shit.
Yeah, just casually talking shit. They, like, threw an apple over there, and they're like, oh, my next note here is, first I have, fuck them kids.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
And then the next one after that is just, sail! Do you remember that fucking... Cause we get all this, and then folks be getting kicked.
Yeah.
We get this...
I mean, yeah, I just really... there are characters that show up early on in an episode where they're going to get theirs in the end, so you're not trying to worry about it.
Yeah.
These are definitely those characters, but at the same time, I'm like, boy, if you touch Wei Wuxian one more time...
Well, we don't know that's him yet.
If you touch this random-ass boy who looks exactly like Wei Wuxian one more time, we're going to have some fucking problems.
We gonna have some words. Yeah,
we're gonna have some problems.
We have a very large child, and then like a normally child-sized child.
Yeah.
And they're kicking this kid. I say kid, but like I think he's one of the only characters to have like a confirmed age, I think, or at least like a determinable age.
Yeah, what is he, like 16?
24.
24?
Yeah.
Who, old Mo?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He's seen it all.
He's been through some shit. But yeah, so he's getting his ass kicked. This kid who was doing the magic the night before, he's getting his ass kicked by a large child. Because the large child is here to give him his one daily meal. a single bowl of rice, which you gotta... I mean, I would live on it, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's true. It's not enough for a normal person to live on, but for a Roy, it's good.
For a Roy, it's good. The large child is like, I stole your magic books, and then you fucking snitched on me, so I'm gonna kick your ass even harder than usual.
Yeah, you're gonna die tonight.
You're gonna die tonight. You're gonna die tonight. And,
he snaps.
He snaps, dude. He's, you know, and, well, we also get some information.
Yeah.
Do we get little homie's name?
I don't think we get Big Boy's name in that scene. I think the one time we get his name is later on when his mom is saying it.
But we got, you know, our POV boy. We got
our POV boy. Oh, did we get his name?
I think we do, because I have it like a couple lines down.
Yeah.
Whatever. Point is,
this boy is Mo Xuan Yu.
Yeah, and he's my son, and so we get some information about him. He's the bastard son of a sect leader. We don't know which one yet, but
we all know which sect leader.
We will know once we get to the orgy president.
Once we get down to it.
Yeah.
He's got hoes in every area code.
But we finally get a look. We get to see his face. He's got a bunch of makeup on.
Yeah, he looks a bit like a clown. A lot like a clown.
I mean, I was gonna say you're the YouTube beauty expert.
His blend is very good.
His blend is very good.
His blend is extremely good. He took a lot of time on it.
He's got kind of a cut crease going on here.
A little bit of a cut crease.
Like
yeah, I think the foundation...
in the temple area. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the foundation is a touch too light for him.
It's a couple shades too light.
It's a couple shades too light for him. Yeah. I think he probably needs to do his makeup in natural lighting instead of under fluorescent lights, but that's just my opinion. I'm not a professional.
Fluorescent lights of Melvin's Crab Shack.
Uh-huh.
The famous neon lights.
The fluorescent lights of his own blood.
Yeah. I mean, they were glowing.
Yeah. They
were
glowing. That's how he did his makeup. It looks a little bit like he did his makeup in blood, but I'm not going to knock him for that. Yeah. That's kind of creative.
Yeah, I mean, you work with what you get. Beggars can't be choosers.
Exactly.
Mo Xuan Yu. So it turns out he basically said, okay, so my life is shit. I don't want it anymore. So here's what I'm gonna do. It's free real estate, boys.
Just come on and take this ass.
Take this ass. This is yours. So he sacrificed his soul. His soul does not exist anymore. It is completely obliterated.
Yeah.
He is gone permanently. And he called on Wei Wuxian, and he said, hey, I got a body for you. Come take it.
And Wi-Fi's like, all right. But, like, what's funny to me, and what's something that I still don't really understand about the whole process is, like, Wuxian made a point to talk about how, like, he knew what this ritual was, but he didn't know why his name would have been thrown in that pot. Like, I wasn't that bad, was I? And, like, in my opinion, he was not that bad. So, I don't know.
I think what it is that, like, you would intend to, you know, summon, like, some hideous, horrible underworld demon, and that's, like, 99% of the time what you're gonna do.
But this kid was just a Wei Wuxian stan.
Pretty much.
Okay, love
Yeah,
that.
he just got his stan goggles on, and he's like, hey, it's free real estate. And then he fucked off, so Mo Xuan Yu does not exist anymore. He found dead in Mo Village.
He's an ex-Mo.
He's an ex-Mo. But the thing, on the other hand, opposite side of the same coin, Wei Wuxian found alive in Mo Village.
Yeah, he's back.
He's back.
He's fucking
He's back, and he's like, guess I'll live.
He's back, and you know what's so funny to me is, like, all of the shit that follows it is he's like, alright, gotta avenge this guy or something, guess I'll do some clownery.
Yeah.
To hell with it, am I right? And, like, he is right.
He is right.
He's, like,
Death by
literally
clowning.
just, like, consistently using the excuse of being considered to be just a crazy boy in town and being like, all right, I'm gonna play it up. Yep. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna have myself some fun.
Yeah.
And he does.
He does, and it rules.
Bless him, he does, and it rules.
It rules, because the one thing you gotta know about Mo Xuan Yu, who everybody thinks Wei Wuxian is, because it's his body, is that, or well, I guess two things you gotta know. Two things you gotta know.
First, that he's a homosexual.
He's a homosexual, and this is canonical.
Canonical homosexual.
They cut this out of the show, but in every other material, we know that he is a homosexual, and it's plot-wise important.
Are you sure? Because I swear I saw a line about it in the animated series.
It's less explicit, but they touch on it in the next episode.
That's probably what I'm thinking of, because I remember seeing the word homosexual.
Yeah, homosexual. He's also just kind of the village wacko, but it's probably because people kind of, everybody who ever met him treated him like shit, and I honestly,
yeah. And you know what? As much as he's treated as a village wacko, you get some perspective from other villagers talking about this before the next big scene, and they're like, they basically acknowledge that MXY is only a wacko because the Mo family fucking sucks and abused the hell out of him his entire upbringing.
Yeah.
So it's like,
there's nobody who didn't have a hand in treating this boy like absolute garbage.
Exactly. So I feel like it's nice to see that even though he has the well-known gay disease, his
the well-known trait of gay.
Yeah, his mental illness is not blamed on that, I guess, and people can actually recognize that he's not fucked up just because he's fucked up. He's fucked up because these people fucked him up.
Yeah, because they're very shitty people. And we're gonna meet, so this large child, by the way, that's beating him up is his cousin. So speaking of pieces of shit treating him like a piece of shit.
And his mom is the head of the family, so he thinks he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah. So our large child, is like, you stay in here all day, we have guests, I don't want to see you around. And he makes this cocky little face, which I screen capped because I liked it. He, starts giggling because he knows he's gonna get back at a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
He's got these 3 little cuts on his arm, and he's like, okay, so that means there's 3 people I gotta take down, otherwise my soul is also going to be obliterated, and this whole sacrifice thing is just going to be a big waste of time.
Because that's how it works.
That's how it works. So, he does this cute little, studio shaft head tilt kind of thing, and smirks.
Hell yeah.
And, homie's like, why are you laughing? And he just, roundhouse kicks him in the face, which just rules.
It's fucking amazing.
It's very good. And they're like, what the fuck, man? And he's like, Hank Hill voice, I'm gonna kick your ass. And, so they start running away because, he's basically never done anything like this before.
Oh, yeah.
And, I don't know about you, but after I kick somebody's ass, the first thing I want to do is steal a donkey.
Abso-fucking-lutely. And let me say one thing about this donkey. Why did they give it such beautiful eyes?
I was gonna say, this donkey definitely has human eyes.
The donkey has the anime animal human eye disease. And it makes me so upset.
It's kind of a JoJo situation. We've definitely got an animal with, human features that's, unintentional, but...
The animal is also me, is the problem. I don't give a fuck about anything that isn't eating.
But he's trying to hop on this donkey, and donkey's like, fuck no, dude. Get off me. But hey, remember that apple? Remember when the kids came up and they chucked an apple at him? He's like, I know what let's do.
He's finding a use for it.
Yeah, so he kind of, what does he do? He throws it or something?
Yeah, and the donkey goes fucking
ham.
Nuts for it.
Yep. And donkey fucking goes off into town. So they're running.
And I love, this is the messy bitch moment of the episode, in my opinion. It's just when you ride through town on a donkey, down some rice lines from an abandoned table, and cause hundreds of dollars worth of property
Just
damage.
Grab it as you're going on.
As you're going. Just as a little pit stop. Not even a pit stop.
You're not even taking a stop. You got shit to do. You got asses to kick. It's just, he's so fucking messy, and I love messy.
it.
He's a very messy bitch.
And he revels in being messy.
This is the, messy bitch moment. Is it Emperor's Smile that he grabs?
Yeah.
It is.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Or no, is it?
No, you know what? It is Emperor's Smile. Because I remember them carrying it over like a little foreshadow.
He's got a fun favorite wine that he likes, and it's called Emperor's Smile. He's been dead for 13 years. I think he can booze it up a little bit. A little bit. So he's he's running through town, and then hey, there's some children on riding their swords in the sky.
Handsome children coming.
Just two children, just teens, and then we're in the palace, I guess.
Palace-ish, yeah.
Yeah, and we get to meet the children, the sword children.
The sword children. They're disciples of Lon,
yeah,
which is one of the big cultivating sects.
And they're good, handsome boys. They're 16-ish.
Oh, yeah, I think they're 15 or 16.
Yeah, and they're talking to Madame Mo, and she is
talking up her son.
She's talking up her large son, her large teenage son.
Because he wants to be a cultivator,
Yeah.
and that's why he was stealing all of these magic whatevers, because he
Yeah.
wants to be a cultivator.
Yeah.
But, he's obviously not cut out for it.
Yeah, but they're basically, the lawn boys, they're here to do some ghost busting, because there's been some shit going down.
Yep.
So, she's talking her son up, and then he comes in, speaking of the devil, he runs in and he's crying.
He does his crazy shit.
He runs in crying because he got kicked in the face.
Yeah.
Then, like, immediately afterwards, Wei Wuxian comes in making an even bigger idiot of himself.
Oh, yeah.
Which is...
Well, he makes a point of it.
He's having a normal one. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
You got no reason not to go ape shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we get the children. They're good boys.
They are very good boys.
They're trying their best here. We got the two of them. Wei Wuxian, like, trips and almost eats it.
Yeah.
But the child with the little, cool, Glenn Danzig forelock. He grabs him, and... Oh, my son, I had to do another little screenshot here because he gives him this smile. Wei Wuxian gives Jingyi this smile, and it's so good. They just have a little moment, and then he, like, runs behind him, or no. He like, some of the guards are like, fucking grab him, and he, like, hops bodily up a pillar, and he's like, no, leave me alone. He's like, he stole my shit. And the other lawn boy, Sijui, he's like, it's fine. Wei Wuxian goes and hides behind him. Madame was like, don't pay attention to him. He's
crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. She fucking, quote unquote, has a screw loose and is full of fudge.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Full of fudge.
What the fuck does that mean? Like, that's gotta be, I don't know. I wish I was full of fudge.
I always want to be full of fudge.
Anyway,
Yeah?
So Wei Wuxian was like, I fucking was robbed by your asshole kid,
And the next time somebody steals something from me, I'm gonna cut your fucking hand off.
Yeah.
And that's what he says, and that's something that we need to keep in mind for coming scenes.
Fold that up and stick that in your little pocket. So the lawn children are infinitely more mature than anybody else in this room.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're not getting involved in this. We're gonna go zombie-proof some stuff. Get the house ready. We're going to be starting this shit in like an hour. Mm-hmm. Lock the doors. Don't go in the garden.
Yeah.
All right. 2 things. You got 2 things to do. All right. Lock the doors. Don't go in the garden. Remember that. So.
And they're setting up the stuff outside, and Wuxian is
looking at a koi pond.
He's looking at, and he's
like, I'm actually cute as hell.
He's super cute. And at one point he notices that the talismans they're using are the same kinds of talismans that he used to edit himself.
Yeah.
And he complained about it. And I'm like, I just want to be like, a shout out to the Yiling Patriarch for being hated on to the grave and then being tacitly lifted from in the decade following by the same people who dogged him for it.
You know?
Like, I see you, Wi-Fi, and I appreciate you.
I see you. I see you.
I absolutely appreciate you.
See you.
I respect the vision.
What? He also says something about, like, why mess my face up with makeup? And it's like, you're the glamour butch. Do we declare him problematic for this?
For misappropriating butch terminology, yes. But, you know what? I'm not going to cancel him quite yet because I like him.
Yeah. He's just not used to wearing makeup. He doesn't know.
He's not.
He's not. But, he looks at the cuts on his arm again and he's like, where did this Mo boy learn my shit? How did he learn my spells? Because I basically invented this.
Yeah.
Where did he get this from? And he, I guess, finds some wheat somewhere because he's chewing on a little sprig of wheat, which is good, and I like to see it. And he's
It's my favorite trope, actually.
It's good. And he's just kind of watching the lawn boys, checking things out. And their plan is, their ghost-busting plan, is that they're going to use themselves as bait, lure in whatever zombies and ghosts and things like that are around here, and then kill them when they get close enough.
Yep.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Easy.
And then, like, behind circular window thingy, I don't fucking know what it is because I don't know architecture and I'm a dumbass.
Yeah, same.
We get
porthole.
Porthole. The large son, the large cousin is looking in and he's mad. And then it's night.
And then it's night.
And then it's night.
And then it's night.
In the night. So he had his little servant boy with him.
With the cute little buns.
Right?
With the adorable little buns. Everybody in this series has such good hair.
It's very good.
It's upsetting to me.
It's very good. But
I think his name was like Atong or something.
Yeah. And he's looking around and he's just kind of like complaining to himself because he's like, fucking, I don't want to go over to the donkey places. And then it turns into a horror movie because he's creeping.
Oh, he creeping?
And, you know, it's like, he's in the yard, which is one of the two things he's not supposed to be doing.
Uh-huh.
Don't do it. And then, he finds a corpse, which I spelled corp. But, he sees a birthmark on the corpse's forehead.
You already know what the fuck it is.
You
because
already know.
You know our large boy had the same birthmark on his forehead.
Yep.
So the boy freaks out.
He loses his shit, and he's
like... It just so happens that our boys...
This corpse has definitely been, like...
Absolutely sucked dry.
Yeah, he's been, like, put through a space saver bag.
Yeah. Just an absolute husk. Like a corn husk.
But we got a Wei Wuxian just chilling in the vicinity.
Yeah, and you know, since Wei Wuxian is there, clearly it follows that Wei Wuxian definitely did this to this guy somehow.
We keep calling him Wei Wuxian, but at this point, everybody still thinks this is Mo Xuan.
Yeah, it's MXY.
It's MXY. And then, so Atong runs off, and he's like, oh, fucking, he killed him. He really did it. He did it this time. Madame Mo comes out, and she's like, what is going on? And, one of the servants is like, your kid's dead. He did it. Boy, he really did it this time.
He fucking did it.
And she, I mean, you know, like, all things considered, her son is dead. You hate to see it.
Yeah.
It's not good to watch her be upset about this. I don't like it.
It's not. It's very upsetting, and it gives, like, a human edge to this character that we kind of were only led to hate before, and it's not fair to the viewers.
It's like, I mean, but that's kind of a thing that I like about this series, is that, like, when somebody dies, like, regardless of who they are, like, there's almost always somebody there to mourn them.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, even though people are able to be, like, resurrected in a way, you don't feel like death is cheapened.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Yeah. I definitely agree.
It's cool. So, she's, you know, she runs over and she's hugging his corpse, and it's gross. I mean, I wouldn't, but,
yeah.
I mean, you know, you hate to see somebody's kid dying, and, but she's hugging him, and she realizes, he ain't got no arm.
Yeah, the arm is gone.
Whole ass arm.
Yeah, the whole thing's gone.
So, hey, remember, like, you know, pull that little note out of your pocket, folks, because remember what little homie said?
Yeah, and
remember
now there's
Wei Wuxian
fucking probable cause or whatever.
Oops, and...
So everybody starts freaking out, even though this dude is sucked down to a husk. An absolute dry-ass husk. There's no blood in there. There's no viscera. There's nothing. And yet, apparently, local gay crazy Mo Xuan, you definitely did this shit.
I can see all of your hand banging on the table in the audio. It's good.
Oh my god.
I love a good waveform. You gotta love it. But Wei Wuxian is just like standing there against the wall, just like literally just chilling. He's just sitting down, clicking like, and everybody's like, you boy. Madame Mo gets real mad. She's like, why couldn't you have died? I'm gonna kill you. And she gets permabanned for threatening violence.
Yep.
And in like the most casual tone, Wei Wuxian is like, I did all of fuck. I've just been sitting.
Yeah, the true power of a gay man, apparently.
The true power of a gay man.
And then the lawn babies have to be the ones who come up to Madame Mo like, hey, come on, I'm sorry, ma'am. Your son was stricken with dumbass clown disease.
Yeah, not saying you're not valid.
But they literally, like, they pull a talisman, the same talisman that they were using, out of his robes. And that's obviously what fucking killed him. But she's still going off about OMXY and how he did this and how she wants a life for a life.
Mm-hmm.
And the lawn kids are just sitting there like, what the fuck do you want us to do?
Yeah, they're like, listen, no,
that ain't fucking it.
They're like, look, people don't kill people like that, okay?
Yeah.
Only zombies do that. Okay, people don't do that. I don't know what he's doing out here, but your son is the one who came out into the yard when we told him don't go out in the damn yard.
And now he's paying the price.
Yeah, and, like, I'm sorry. I'm not saying you're not valid. Like, be sad, but, you know, sorry. Wei Wuxian is still just, like, chilling. He's just kind of like, I'm just here. And then he kind of, like, remembers that he's supposed to be cuckoo for fucking Cocoa Puffs. And he's like, don't kill me! And, like, starts running around, trips on a corpse's crotch.
Funny crotch.
And the corpse, like, rolls over like a dead bloodborne enemy. Like, it gets dragged along. And that's when we see the talisman.
There it is.
Wei Wuxian is just, like, normal again. He's just, like, forgets. You come into contact with a corpse and you kind of forget to be crazy for a second, like, as we all do. But it kind of zooms in, though, and he's like, man, he's thinking, and he's like, man, this kind of fucking sucks. Like, these are shitty people, and they want me dead, but, like, people are dead now. This kid's dead. I mean, he asked for it, but, like, this still kind of sucks. And he looks at his arm, and one of his cuts is gone. So one of them retributions had happened. It had done. And Madame Mo yells some more. And she's, like, mad at the children of Sijiri and Jingyi for, like, not killing this man. And she's like, fuck your cultivation, fuck your ghost busting, fuck
what
your
are you
clan.
even here for anyway?
But yeah, fucking leave my home, Goku. And they're trying to be cool through it, and
one of them's clenching.
Yeah, and Wei Wuxian in the background is like, wands be repressing. Which is a theme, you know, themes for 8th grade book reports.
Wands do be repressing.
Wands be repressing is the thing. So he hops down and he's finally like, alright, look lady, girl, your boy was 17, okay? Like, right now, in this period of time, that's, like, barely a child anymore. He's, like, basically an adult.
Extremely, because what she was saying all through this was,
my child is just a baby boy. My extremely large baby son. But he's like, he was 17, you're acting like he was 7. The kids, these actual children, told him not to go in the yard. And what'd he do? Went in the yard. They told him, don't touch any of the talismans. What'd he do? Touch the talismans. It's not saying it's his fault he's dead, but glowing eyes thinking emoji.
He died from dumbass disease. It's called fucker's folly. Watch Jurgen. Listen to Jurgen. God!
I think, you know, and I think this is gonna be my brought to you by Messy Bitch Juice moment. Because he just kind of, like, does this just to... He could have not done this. He could have not riled her up anymore. He could have just sat there and been like, this is fucking whatever. But, no.
He spends all of his time as Mo Dao Yu just fucking around.
Just fucking around. I mean, bless him for taking advantage.
Oh, yeah.
But also he, you know, he just, at this point, he's just making trouble to make trouble.
Oh, exactly.
Brought to you by Messy Bitch Juice.
Absolute chaotic messy bitch.
Yeah. So she's chewing him out some more. And then, like, we hear some, like, nasty growling. And we're, like, in the point of view of something, like, scuttling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, like, real close to the ground. And then, next thing you know, Servant Boy found zombified in Mo Village.
There he is.
He's dead now. Madame Mo is still chewing Wei Wuxian out. And he's like, wait, shut up a minute. And she doesn't. And then, there's zombie Servant Boy. And he's got a big arm.
Oh yeah, big muscly arm.
Very big.
Like an anchor arms kind of deal.
He's got one anchor arm on. He didn't get the set. He couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
No,
I'm a jerk and everyone loves me.
Can we talk about this arm for a second? Because it's definitely got, like, stiletto nails on.
I know, I fucking love it. It's so stylish.
It's like, man, like, hell yeah. It's like, it's like nasty green. It's a big buff corpse arm. But the manicure, right?
Oh yeah, it's on point.
And, so Zombie Boy starts going after everybody, and, like, Wei Wuxian, like, whips and nays out the way. And he's just passing it off like he's Mr. Crazy Boy. He does, like, a little magic thing behind his back. His little fingies start glowing. Mm-hmm. But then a sword happens. And then,
it's one of the boys.
It's one of the boys, child versus zombie fight. It actually kind of rules. Seijui is...
I just gotta say, the animation for it fucking rips.
It fucking rips, dude. He, like, twirls, it's good to see.
Mm-hmm.
So he sticks a talisman on Servant Boy's face, and he gets ghostbusted, basically.
Yep.
And, Madame Mo is, like, off to the side, like, what the hell? And it turns into a horror movie again. Lights go out, and Jingy, like, tells her, like, don't move, so you know she's gonna move.
Yep, of course.
And they make this big array. So this is a thing that'll happen, you know, every so often. So an array is like a big glowy sigil, you know, it's magic.
Who cares?
Yeah, but it looks really cool. So they make one of those, and the boys give us kind of some info about different types of zombies, because they're kind of looking at this thing going like, that arm is like way too buff.
Mm-hmm.
That arm is way too buff. That arm is way too mean.
There has to be something bigger.
Yeah. So I don't like have like a super, I don't know what my note-taking skills were doing right here, but basically, like, if it kills every 7 days, it's a vicious ghost or vicious corpse, or translators will tell you different shit, whatever. Same thing. Yeah. Ghost, corpse, zombie, it's all the same thing.
Yep.
Point is, this thing killed 2 people in one night, so it's extremely fucking mean.
Extremely bad boy.
Hey, where'd they learn this information from? Who wrote down this bit of
You
fact?
know who wrote it down!
You know it was you boy, Yiling Patriarch, Wei Wuxian. And
He crawled. No, he walked so that the cultivation sex could run. And don't ever forget that.
When there was only one set of footprints, it was Wei Wuxian carrying every other member of every other sect.
On his back!
On his back! And he's like looking off from the side going like, man, kids are good at this nowadays. I'm the smart one though.
Yeah, I'm better.
I'm better at this. Hey, who figured it out? So the lawn boys, send up some, like, signal flare things. They're asking for help because, like...
It's a big nasty.
It's a big nasty, and they are only teens.
Yeah, they're teens.
Yeah, and as soon as they do that, Wei Wuxian's like, oh, Jesus.
Oh, no, what if it's that fucking boy?
Yeah, what if it's my quote-unquote old acquaintance? Grimacing emoji. He's basically like, oh, shit. Oh, god damn it. I forgot I had, like... people in my life 13 years ago. God damn it. I gotta see people, which, like, this is exactly what I would have done if I had ever gotten an invitation to, like, my high school reunion.
Yeah. But
I guess nobody who graduated in 2006 gave a shit, which is for the best.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any of those people anyway.
Absolutely not. I'm not even gonna have to go to a high school graduation party because I never graduated from my high school. I don't gotta see any of them bitches again. Ha! Who won, bitch?
Boy,
Who won? It was me. Anyway.
But like, an old acquaintance, A.
Wonder who the hell that could be.
I wonder what that could mean. In a series about gay.
Could it be that fucking boy?
Could it be a man?
I'm just like, oh god.
We'll get to it. Oh, baby cat.
And I like, for all of the shit that's happening right now, I just want to say that I am firmly on the side of Wei Wuxian was right. Because I think that it's way more powerful and badass to know how to control zombies than it is to just kill them, in my opinion. I think it's fucking sweet.
You know, it's impossible to say whether it's bad or not.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
But anyway.
He looks at his arm again and, oh no, he's all healed. Since the fuck when?
All that shit's gone.
Since Guess Who Died is when. So we see the lawn boys, and they're looking at the servant boy's, corpse, and the big arm is gone.
It's transferred owners.
That arm is gone. But yeah, Madame Mo declared zombie. She's kind of like, she'd, like, been over in kind of like a shrub, sort of.
And that's where they told her to stay, and she didn't, so you know what the fuck that means.
Yeah, so she gets up, zombified. And
very powerful.
Guess who's got that big arm now?
She's got the big, meaty arm.
Madam Big Arm. She gets up and she's mean. Wei Wuxian is like, well, and he, like, musses his hair, and he's like, time to be crazy again.
Yep.
0 to help, I'm scared in 1 second. He's like, help, I'm scared. It's really good.
I know, he's so cute.
He's like putting on such a show. It's really good.
He's obviously having a really good time.
He's having such a good time. Just, you gotta love it.
He values it deeply.
He values
and I
it deeply.
that.
I respect that. I respect that. And so the lawn boys like restrain zombie Madame Mo, and they're like, you know, it's like sort of like the way cops would if they're about to handcuff somebody, but there are no cops in this world.
It's just the cultivators.
It's just cultivators.
I guess they're technically... No,
they're ghostbusters. They're not
they're
cops.
Ghostbusters. Yeah, they're not even close to cops.
Yeah.
I guess this world just doesn't have cops, which is fucking badass if I'm being real.
Yeah.
But
the closest we have is like, I mean, we haven't gotten there yet, but ACAW. Or no, AWAB. All
AWAB. All ones are bastards.
They have her restrained, and Wei Wuxian comes up and like suave squats in front of her and like starts tickling her face with a leaf.
Hey, bitch.
And he's like, bite me now.
Ah!
Bite me now. I don't think so. But she's got the big arm, remember? So, she starts...
busts out that fucking
she's busting. And like, there's some ruckus.
Bit of a ruckus.
Wei Wuxian just like kicks Jing Yi in the back, and he like, Sijui goes to like protect him, and then the big arm like hits Sijui's arm, and it makes a big array happen because their robes are magic.
Yeah, they have shit inscribed into their robes that they can use as an emergency.
You know the shit is real, folks, when you got magic robes. And you know when else the shit gets real? When you get the wooden flute medal.
Fuck yeah!
The fucking background music is like...
It's like really, really intense flute and zither duet with like metal drums.
Yeah, it's very, it's good to me. You gotta love it. So
like, it's really good.
So they have this big array going, and they're trying to ghost bust.
It's not doing
it. It ain't doing it. It ain't doing it. That arm is too mean, too green.
Too anchor. I'm never letting that go, just so you know.
I'm so mad. Oh god, it is an anchor arm. It really is when you think about it. When you put your mind on it, when you really sit down and accept it in your heart.
The entire corpse is just like an anchor corpse. It doesn't matter what part of the corpse is on the other zombie. It's powerful because that corpse itself is the most powerful man on the planet.
We don't know that yet. All we know right now
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just talking out of my mouth like I'm shitting out of a butt.
I mean, you can assume if there's an arm,
there's gotta be the rest of it somewhere.
Anchor arms come in pairs.
Yeah.
So there's gotta be another one. There's gotta be an anchor torso and 2 anchor legs and an anchor head.
Yep.
And that's just math, folks.
That's
just
math.
I may be stupid, but I know math.
No, you don't.
I don't. So that feel when you try to exercise grandma, but she's too powerful.
Oh, grandma's too powerful.
Why is grandma so powerful? So Wei Wuxian goes over and grabs large cousin's corpse, and he like gets his red glowy evil man eyes going.
Mom, let me whisper in your ear.
And he whispers to him, and he's like, wake up. But like when he does it, he's like has lip gloss on all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's popping though.
It's like doing necromancy like automatically gives you a cool Instagram filter over your face.
It really does. He looks so good. And folks, it's time for some necromancy. He's doing it. So he animates these corpses. He animates his big dead cousin and his servant boy.
And he tells them to fucking
go shred it. Yeah, he
shred that shit.
Aren't you tired of being dead? Don't you just want to go ape shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they go running and
go shred that fucking arm.
Then we got a zombie fight. So all the zombies are fighting with each other, and the lawn boys are like,
okay.
Now hold on. Sijui looks over and he looks at Wei Wuxian and he's like, Now, wait a second. Now, you wait just a second. And he, Wei Wuxian, hides behind a pillar. And, but then, the big arm gets, madder and meaner. The Red and Mad and Sleeveless Online.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Wei Wuxian is like, well, god damn it. Well, if 2 brand new factory fresh corpses aren't gonna do it, and we don't get reinforcements, guess we're fucked. So Zombie Madame Mo is charging, but hey, What's that sound?
You hear that shit?
What's that shit, bro?
Just like the minute you hear those goo fucking...
Gucci.
The Gucci. The minute you hear the Gucci strings, you know it's fucking on.
You know it's on.
If you've seen the show, you know it's that fucking boy. And if this is your first time watching through and listening along, that's a little tip for you.
Once you hear a single note on that zither, you know what the fuck is going on. You know some shit is going down.
It means that the ultimate angel of ancient China, Lan Wangji, is about to appear on your screen.
You ever be running, and then the ground explodes, and you freeze up, because somebody's up there playing the most beautiful couple of notes on a zither you done ever had heard? We got him, folks.
We got him!
The world's handsomest man.
The world's handsomest man has entered the building.
The world's first man.
And that's of course where the episode ends, because
the world's only man. Well,
you got to give him a grand entrance.
Let's not stop right there.
Okay.
Because who is this man? We've established that, how weird it is that men didn't exist before him.
Yeah, he's the first man ever.
He's the first man to ever. It's weird how it just kind of works like that. And he's just kind of up on a roof. The most glorious man I've ever seen in all of my days.
He's got the Gucci out.
Yep. And so, if you don't know what a Gucci is, it's a very big instrument, and it's like meant to be played on a table.
Yeah.
So just to get an idea of how strong this man likely is,
he cradles it in his arms like a woman,
like a baby,
like a sweet bride.
And he's in some glorious, flowy white robes, looking just. Oh.
And he's
Chef kiss emoji.
Oh, I know. And he's got the same little forehead ribbon that the rest of the Lan clan has.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you can tell whether they're from the Lan clan, because if they've got that forehead ribbon, you know what it is.
You know what the fuck it is.
Because they all wear that little ribbon.
It ain't just for looks, folks, but we're gonna get there. And when Rashawn is looking up, because he gay and he don't know it. But
yeah.
Who this man? What is this man's name?
His name?
His many names?
His name?
His name
is Lan Wangji.
Lan Zhan?
A.K.A. Lan Zhan, a.k.a. Han Guangjun. Han Guangjun. Wow, got him.
Boy.
That's canonical, folks. That is canonical, thank you.
Just saying.
He's there, and
he's there. He's here.
One of the big boys in the Lan sect.
We'll learn a little bit more about him next time, because that's episode, folks.
Yeah, that's episode, folks. We did it.
We get the outro. It's a very peaceful little outro. We get some scenery. This song is fucking gay.
It's extremely gay.
Well, I feel like we can talk about the lyrics a little bit more when it's like becomes apparent.
Yeah, because a lot of the references in the lyrics in
very
the OP
specific.
and the ED are like they're very specific, and they're things that we have not gotten to and probably won't get to for another few episodes. And they won't make sense, and they won't hit you, and like right in the, as the kids say, the feels.
Yeah, right in the honey nut feelios.
Right in the honey nut feelios until you're actually aware of what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, folks, it's gay.
It's gay, folks.
But yeah, that's episode. It's good. I had fun watching it.
I always have fun watching it.
I went to open Tumblr on my phone to look at the other question that we have.
Yeah,
and I'm not following anyone, I don't think, on the podcast account. So all Tumblr is doing is showing me suggestions. And,
love that.
For some reason, it thinks I want to see Markiplier fan art. Well, listen.
Definitely.
Who doesn't want to see Markiplier fan art?
Me.
This is a Markiplier fan art podcast, actually. We tricked you for almost an hour and a half. So if you're still listening...
All right, it's been great, but I'm out of here.
No.
Yeah.
No, you get back here. I'm not looking at Markiplier fan art on my own.
No!
Mark of Plier, sit your ass down.
I draw the line at Markiplier fan art.
I'm the one who has to see it.
No!
I got the app open.
No!
Put me through this.
No! Let's get to the damn question.
Markamoo.
Ew!
So so I feel like this is a question that we can kind of revisit as we meet more characters, because it's a fun question. And I want to answer it, but right now we only have like 1.75 important recurring characters introduced, so we can kind of go back to this as we meet more. And this is from Scout of the show, friend Scout.
Nice.
In the form of Anonymous. who asks, what kind of Pokemon trainer is everyone? Not everyone, just pick some choice trainers. And I like this. I like a Pokemon.
I like that.
To me, Wei Wuxian is definitely a dark type
Oh,
trainer.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, everyone hates him for it.
Yeah.
He's, like, just trying to set up, like, an unofficial dark type gym, but it's, like, getting barred by bureaucracy for reasons.
Mm-hmm. I think Lan Wangyi... Lan Wangyi is, like, I want to say he's, like, an ice type
Me
trainer.
too. Me too.
Yeah, I feel like that fits him.
It's definitely appropriate because we'll learn a few things about him.
Yeah, one of the main descriptors they use for him in the novel is cold as jade. And one time I remember they described him smiling and it was like sunlight on snow. So like his whole thing is cold.
He's a snowy boy.
He's a snowy boy.
It's good.
It's
so
really
yeah,
good to
I think those two are down. We'll get a couple more in the next one.
Yeah.
I think we could touch on the Lawn Boys a little bit more next time because they're going to be doing some stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna. I feel like out of all of the children's, they're probably featured the most prominent next to Jinling, my boy.
Oh, we're gonna meet him.
Well, we're gonna meet him
next time in Banishing Evil Part 2. So folks, it's been about an hour and a half. I just want to thank you for listening in on episode 1 of this podcast of ours.
Yeah, thank you so much.
If you made it the whole way through, thank you. We love you.
And if you're listening on 1.5 times speed, I fucking salute you because I'm sure we sound ridiculous.
If you would be so kind, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, fam.
Like, comment, subscribe, send us your credit card number. Don't forget the number on the back.
Yeah, your
the expiration date as well. Thank you. Date of birth. Social security number might help as well if you really want to support the movement.
Yeah, give us some good ratings on iTunes. Don't give us
just
bad
so
ones.
like just in case there's any cops listening, I definitely was joking about that. Please don't give us your credit card numbers. I don't know what I would do with that information.
Yeah, I don't know how to. I have no idea how to commit a crime.
I would probably buy skincare with it and then return it immediately and turn myself in. So.
I mean, Jack Twitter would beg to differ, but he doesn't matter.
Jack Twitter can eat my fucking butthole.
He's got our account for this podcast on lockdown, like as we speak. If you're listening to this in the future, hopefully there actually is a working Twitter account for this damn thing. But in the present, thank you again. We really appreciate it. Once again, I'm Roy. You can find me on Twitter at Semperfunny. I was gonna say at Fuck Warlock, but that's the account I got banned from. Rest and rip. I'm also occasionally on Tumblr at Fuck Warlock, but not very often. If you want to send in questions, feel free to do so. Please do that. We are on Tumblr at Cloud Recesses Pod. You can also send us an email at cloudrecessespod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And we'll answer those. It'll be good.
Yeah, and I'm Fallon, and I am on Twitter at America's Burden because Roy forgot to let me say that before she did the ending spiel. Thank you.
I meant to do the endings. I'm
Roy Fuck Warlock, and here's all this information, so we can't let Fallon introduce himself again.
I have never hosted. I have never led a podcast before. I forgot to say that part at the beginning of the questions. Listen.
That's okay. I forgive you.
Listen. Yeah.
Just need my place in the sun.
Right. And thanks to Noisepace.xyz for hosting us. I have to say Z because they're Canadian.
Thank you so much, Canadian Matt GameCube Woo! Nintendo.
Matt GameCube Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Matt, we owe you our lives.
We do.
And yeah, go check out some of the other podcasts on Noisepace. It's good. There's Jurgen, there's Fear Baiting, there's the Wonder Yerks, there's Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, which I'm on sometimes.
Yeah.
They're all good. All of them are good shows, and you should give all of them a listen.
Yes, I'm not on any of them because I'm afraid of interacting with people, but they're all very good shows. Take it from me.
You guested on Fear Baiting the one time.
Wow, I did. That was really good.
You outed me for a fool on national podcast. When you talked about Deathbed, the Bed That Eats.
Is it hard to out you as a fool on an actual
Shut
podcast?
up!
Wow! Anyway, you folks have a wonderful night.
Yeah.
We'll catch you on the flip side. Egg your local white supremacist. You're not going to get in trouble for it. You're going to get clapped for it, actually. So let's do that.
Fucking necromance your local white supremacists.
Support your local animal shelters.
Yeah. Spay and neuter your zombies.
And your bunnies.
And your bunnies.
Yeah.
Semper bunny.
Semper bunny.
It's good. Yeah. We'll figure out some funny way to end this. I don't fucking know. Yeah. See you next week, folks.
Bye y'all.
Bye.